8270.
I think it's got 1,900 and some hours on it. It says on the bill.
Is that a 1500 or is it? Is that a? I don't know if that's 1500. That's 1300 front axle.
Yeah, it's not the.
Yep, it's power shift, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this is about as bulletproof as you're gonna get because the power shifts are great and 1300 front axle. That's the same axle that's been around since what 1994 when the 8000 was introduced. And this one's luxury cab.
Yeah, it's got a heated leather seat, active seat. I don't remember what else.
And they ordered
Little refrigerator.
Okay. She was ordered too. It wasn't like it was a lease return or.
No, this was brand new. This was ordered supposedly for me, even though I hadn't bought it, but they ended up selling it to me due to the persistence of the salesman. Weakness on my part, but anyway. Yeah, it's been a good tractor. It's been like 1,500 hours. It had all the service done that was required. You know, those kinds of things we've kept up with. It's been inspected, not every year because it doesn't have terribly many hours on it, but maybe every other. And we've done basically all of that stuff pretty much.
46s. How many remotes? 4 or 5?
4.
4?
4 remotes plus
a case drain. Okay. Yeah, and you were running a vac planner. So, yeah. So you got your case drains, power beyond, 4 remotes. Yeah, now is it big 1,000 only?
It's a big 1,000, yeah.
Okay. It was.
In the auction, there is also I don't know if it worked with this one. This one might be too new. Because it came with the 8260 I had previously, a brand new conversion kit to switch it to 540 PTO if you wish.
Okay.
And that's sitting in the box, brand new, still sealed on the auction.
Okay.
And if somebody wants a conversion, there could be one.
16-row vac
16-row,
NT.
Yes. In-furrow fertilizer, variable rate drive, pneumatic down pressure, CCS. What else?
You must have liked the seat. When did you go Deere planner? Was that with Deere tractor, or did you have Deere planners way back in the 7000?
First Deere, we had cycle planners.
Okay.
Back in the 70s.
Said 400s and then 800s.
Yeah, and then we went, and we had a 6-row, then went to an 8-row, and we struggled to get the 2 outside rows to plant evenly. And finally, in '81, I convinced my father to go. We went to a John Deere 7000. Well, it came with the air.
Or the vacuum.
John Deere planters in '81. We had one of the first year. I think it was the first year they were out.
Okay.
We've been John Deere planters ever since.
Okay.
So.
Yep. Yeah, you got the L&D set up for fertilizer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And variable rate hydraulic drive.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. What year is this planter?
It was built in December of 13. It went into service in August. Well, they sold it to me brand new in August of 14, so it didn't plant in 14. First year went into service was 15.
Okay.
I think if I remember right, and I didn't look just now, but it's like 13,600 acres that it's planted.
Okay. She got, are they screw type row cleaner adjust or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
And they tried numerous times to convince me that I should be trading for all
clean sweep and all that, yeah.
And all this, and I said, I change them once or twice a year. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
No, if you're conventional tillage then, mostly.
Yeah, we usually, chisel plow or rip and then come once with a field cultivator when we're planting beans. We don't till the bean ground after bean harvest.
Yep.
We'll come in the spring and just put we spread urea on and impregnated urea and whatever else, and then we work it once for the field cultivator and plant.
Yep. Okay.
It worked out real well.
All right. So this combine, really, this caught my eye because it's a 660, which in today's world, everybody's buying new Class 8s and Class 9s and, well, heck, even Class 7s are way more common than a Class 6 combine. They don't sell as many. And what's cool about the other thing that I liked about this one is it's a 16, right?
This is a 17.
Or
so
17.
last
Yep,
year of the
last of the
S6 of the 6 Series John Deere Combine.
Yep. And that's, always kind of neat to have that very last year.
Well, I found over the years on combines, I have the best luck if they're not the first 2 years of the series.
Yep.
Particularly if they make drastic changes. Now, I don't know how many changes there were. We had a 660 before this, 2012.
Yep, so that was one of the early ones.
The earlier ones.
Non-def.
And that was a good combine. This one's been a better combine. This is one of these that's just seems to, I don't know, the last 3 years or 4 years if we've had John Deere out during harvest.
Okay.
Now, we go through inspection with it every year down at
Yep.
the Winnemingo shop. And, usually fix what they say. It wasn't inspected now after the 23 harvest season yet.
Okay.
So, I'm not saying...
How many engine hours are on it?
I can look, but I think it's like 1,400 approximately.
About 1,000-ish separator or something?
Yeah, 1,024, I want to say,
okay.
separator.
So it's still pretty low hours, but you were saying that you would have traded this combine, but you knew you were going to retire. How often was your trade?
It would be every 5 to 6 years.
Okay.
We did with Case back in the 90s. We were doing every year for a period of time.
Yep.
But that went away. So.
Yeah. Well, at one point in the 90s, that combine market just got saturated. Yeah.
And but this thing with the acres we had and stuff, it just seemed to work well.
Yep.
We could still have a very reliable machines, and
I see it. This one's leather, ain't it?
Yeah, it's a good cab.
Did you gold key it?
Pardon?
Did you gold key it?
No, we didn't buy this new.
Oh, okay.
This actually was, I know the previous owner, and they run less land than we have by a fair amount, and they bought it and traded. And yep. I was going to trade. I ended up with this one because it was a substantial savings over, it would have been a 760 at that time, first year out of 760s.
Yep. Okay.
So
it was only 1 year old then?
1 year old, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I knew the people that had it. And they take very good care of stuff. And,
yep.
A good maintenance program or, so forth.
Yep. So. Yeah, so duals, is it two-wheel drive?
Two-wheel drive. I can go get the build sheet on it because I have it. I just don't have it with me. If you want to wait, I can run in and find it.
Oh, that isn't that big of a deal.
But it's the Hillside Performance Package, which is different. It's not the Hill Webber thing.
No.
It's basically higher sieve dividers and stuff like this to keep it all from moving to one side. One of the unload auger, I think it's the vertical one, was replaced here before the 23 season, I think, but Meering has those records available to you if somebody wants to look and know for sure what was been done. Otherwise, no, it's been pretty solid, inspected every year.
Okay. You got a favorite combine over all the years?
Yeah, maybe. Going back to a Massey 850.
Really?
In 1982, we bought it? 81? I don't remember. 81 or 82. It replaced the 750, which was a disaster. And the 850 ran years, no issues.
In the 850, they were the six-cylinder in them, right? Or was that one?
I believe they were, but I don't want to tell you for sure. We're talking 40 plus years ago.
Yeah, I think the 860, I think, was the V8 with them.
But they were, a great combine, and it was a very stable combine. You get in the combine, sometimes you get this bounce or the separators turned on and stuff, and you just get this rough kind of feel. And that one, there was nothing. It was just smooth.
Okay.
And it was always smooth. And we ended up keeping it longer than anticipated because of the 80s farm crisis.
Yep.
And then got rid of it, I think, in 88. But
Did you go to a 1660 back then?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And a 1660 for picking corn was absolutely wonderful. I don't know, we had a 6-row corn at that time, and that combine could just throw corn out so fast and do a very good job of it.
Yep.
You know, so I mean that was a cool memory.
Yep.
Beans, on the other hand, it struggled, but corn it could do real well.
Yeah, what they ended up going the specialty rotor to get them better in beans or something, didn't they?
And the latter ones we had that, and we still seem to have issues, but
Okay.
maybe it was just the beans at the time too. In fairness, you know.
Yeah. Well, beans changed in the 90s there when Roundup Ready came out.
Yeah.
Things changed.
Yes.
You know. So then when we went to the Deere Rotary, were you pretty happy with it?
Yeah, we've been. I mean, this is what let's see, we had 9650, 9660, 660, and another 660. So this is the fourth one. Yeah.
Okay.
So we've been happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. No, I think they're fine.
I mean, we've had some warranty work, not on this one so much. We had a transmission go out on one, and I have to honestly say, I thought, okay, this is terrible because in harvest, how long is this going to take to get fixed? And we got it into the shop at 3 in the afternoon, and they had a new transmission shipped up here from Moline by 8 the next morning. You know, which I thought was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Yep. Well, then as long as you got this, so you got a 9410R.
Right, with brand new front tires.
Brand new.
Yeah, because some of us didn't want to run stable stompers, and they were chewed up pretty bad.
Okay.
And after the spring's work, I looked at it and I thought, oh crap, I can't sell this way.
Yeah.
So we got brand new Firestone, whatever, on the front.
Okay.
Just the 4 on the front, not on the back, because they weren't anywhere near as bad.
And they're 20.846.
Right.
The metric. And this, so at 9410, they're the 13 liter, right? Or because the smaller one was the 9 liter. Right.
Yeah.
So this is the smallest of the big engine, right?
I believe so.
Okay. Does this one have DEF? No, it doesn't.
Nope, no depth on this.
Okay.
This is 2013 model.
Okay. So is this just bareback?
Yes.
Okay.
No PTO, no 3-point.
Yep.
4 valves.
When did you get your first articulate 4-wheel drive?
1990.
Okay. Yeah, doing tillage with a 4-wheel drive after doing them with a row crop tractor, I suppose you're pretty happy with the 4-wheel drive.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, this has been, good tractor. I mean, it's a little over 2,000 hours on it. I can't remember. I can look, but I just don't remember exactly. I bought it. It had 400 hours on it. Came out of Belle Plaine. Well, it came out of Northfield, John Deere, SEMA.
Okay, yep.
I bought it through SEMA Winnemingo, but there again, knew the owner at Belle Plaine, and so it, felt very comfortable.
Yep.
And this was done in the deal with the 8270 by the 9-year-old kid.
Yeah. 9-year-old boy. He's setting the bar. His career in sales is he's gonna have a lot of work to keep beating deals like that.
He is. But if his father has anything to do with it, he'll manage. So.
Yeah. Yeah. This. I think these are popular because they're the lower horsepower, but they're the big engine. And
well, you don't know what's popular in today's world, and obviously whoever shows up wanting something is going to determine what is popular.
Yeah.
You just hope it's popular enough. And
yeah. So what year this is a 13? Was it a couple years old? Because
yeah.
So that's a 16. The 8270R is a 16, you said?
Yeah, so it was
3 years
It
old.
was September or end of August of 16 that I bought this and the 8270.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. What'd you trade in on this?
9330.
Okay. Yep.
Guy came out here with the John Deere salesman, looked at it in my shed, and he said, I'll take it. I said, well, there was crops in the field at the time. I said, well, do you want to take and drive it up and down the road, you know, and shift it? And he said, nope, I trust you. I trust your equipment. It looks good. So, and he's somebody that knows me.
Yep.
And
Yep.
he was very comfortable buying it. And he's since traded it off, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, those were a good tractor, I believe.
I thought that was a great tractor too. I mean, I had good luck with it.
Do you have a 9300 in there then too?
Nope.
It went from the 8770 to that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So, yeah, they kind of, when Deere came out with that, well, first the 60 series four-wheel drives, they really kind of got the four-wheel drives figured out. Before that, you know,
what was it, 84 10s and...
Well, the 8650, 8640,
Yeah.
you know, all them. They had some problems with those.
Yeah, IH was beating them then, probably on their motors, but IH had other issues maybe, but or
Yeah.
Case IH, but who knows? I mean, a lot of it enters into preference too.
Yep.
So
Yep. Oh, it's well, and dealer is still a lot of it.
yeah,
You know, if you get good service from your dealer, it, you know.
Yeah, and it's these dealers get more and more spaced out. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
Well, think how many dealers you could have went to within a 20-minute drive when you were young.
when I started farming, I mean, we had dealer in IH in Kenyon Farmers Elevator. They built a brand new building on the edge of town in '79, and we're out of business in what, '84, '83.
Yep.
You know, and we had two dealers in Wanamingo. We had Massey and John Deere in Cannon Falls. We had IH in Zimbrota, John Deere in Mazeppa, and John Deere in Lake City, IH in Faribault, Northfield, Owatonna, John Deere in Hayfield. I mean, and now there's very few of any of those left.
Yeah. Yep.
And really, we honestly have only two dealerships in southern Minnesota selling John Deere. We have, you know, the Kibble operation and the Midwest operation.
Right.
You know.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's crazy that how much. Well, I guess it's gone the same way the farms have.
Oh yeah.
It's just
Farm co-ops, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
I mean, it's all the same.
Yep.
Car dealerships are getting to be that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it has gone quick, you know, but that's the way it's always gone. So,
Well,
yeah.
you know, but how do we know that it won't be something better here in 10 more years?
Right.
You know, I mean, we don't. And, you know, yeah, my age, I can sit here and say, oh, the good old days, but I think my father did the same thing, and what he was referring to as the good old days weren't all that good in my book. So, you know, I look at the 32-year-old that's running my land right now, and yeah, his dad's helping him a little bit here, but he's taking on quite a bit. He's pretty sharp on a lot of things, and I think you know, he's probably going to be okay. You know, he's doing a lot of right moves and surrounding himself with some knowledgeable people where he needs to, and you know, he can get, even at my age, I can kind of get excited for what he's doing on the farm.
Yep.
You know, which is nice. So, you know, I think, yeah, we're just moving on.
So when you look back on your career, so basically you almost 50 years.
It is. This is actually the 50th year crop that I've had.
Okay.
In my name.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
because I had a couple of years in college that I raised a little bit of crop my dad had me raising to help pay for college.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in 50 years of farming, would you change anything? I mean, it's easy to say, well, I'd buy more land when it's cheap, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, everybody would look back and, you know, say those things, but um, not really, because I haven't ever gone out and tried to rent land away from people and do those kinds of things where I have regrets that way.
Yeah.
I really feel like I've kept track of organic matter on, in the mid 90s was the first years that we were able to test and get a test result showing like a 3% organic matter instead of just a high, low, medium. And so on grid sampling, I've kept track of some of those things. And we've increased some of these fields in organic matter, not all, but some. And some of them are up by 1% or so. And I think that's, so I think I've done a decent job of maintaining soil. Because to me, organic matter measures somewhat the productivity within reason. It's not the only measurement, and it's not the only thing to look at, but in my mind, it kind of ties a bunch of things together. And so looking back, would I do things different? Sure, of course there's things I'd do different. I'd have more kids. But I don't know if my wife would, but I would. And I was the one that said, no, we don't want any more than 2, that's enough. And, you know, but really I think I'm coming off with decent feeling about myself. I've always made money on the farm. I've always, you know, been lucky that I can make some decent decisions, taking advantage of either opportunities or made opportunities or whatever. And, you know, things have turned out pretty well. I mean, I haven't ever gotten into equipment, and it probably shows. I have a Scissor 6 combine. I have never gone to track because I've kind of felt that right air pressure in these tires can do some of the same things or better when you get frost or frozen ground and you're still trying to chisel plow. The track is the problem. These are going to do you a favor at that point. But you've got to be willing to manage weight in the tractor and do some of these other things for that. And I think I can, but I've never had a machinery ego where I want to go out and have the biggest, the newest, and the best, but I want to be able to do a really good job. And I will compete myself with, like our co-op Ag Partners has what they call advanced AYS system, and there's 100 farmers in this group in our area, and I always want to be in the top 20% of that in yields and so forth.
Yep.
You know, at the same time, I'm always, before I buy equipment, I look at what are the potential rate of return on it. If I can't get a decent rate of return, am I justifying it by timeliness or some of the other things? You know, on farms we have to have, you don't know the timeliness factor. Obviously some years to have your own equipment is great because just getting it done on a custom basis is a struggle. And, you know, and that's where I've gone out of spraying. I felt I could do better letting the co-op do it. But, you know, so I mean, yeah, there's a whole bunch of things. I mean, yeah, I could do things different, but yeah, and there's things I would. But overall, I think you know, it's gone pretty good. So.
Yeah, I've always said, even with me, like I want my land better than when I got it. You know.
Yeah.
Make improvements. So, like, you know, raising up, having your organic matter levels come up. Is that due to heavier corn rotation or less tillage? Or?
No, less tillage, definitely, less tillage. And because it's usually a lot of corn and bean rotation I've done.
Yep. Not a lot of corn on corn?
No. So it's not that, but what I like is being able to actually measure the organic matter. And that's been, to me, a plus. But,
do you guys tend to have, 3% organic matter, you guys don't have real tight ground then?
We have some out here, it gets up to 10.
Okay.
So we'll have basically from 2 to 10.
Okay. You probably need drainage around here, right?
Oh yeah, everything is pretty much pattern tiled here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some of it's going in at, now it's going in at 50 feet apart instead of 100 or 80 or,
yep.
You know, so yes, we have a lot of drainage, no irrigation though.
Yep. So, yeah. No. Well, It, you know, when is the auction?
August 2nd.
And it's a live auction, too.
It's both live and online. Marion
Yep.
Auction Company, or Hamilton Marion, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's show up or bid online, either way.
Yep. I think there's gonna be a lot of interest in that 1456. I'm assuming you're getting some calls already.
Oh yeah, I have been. I told the John Deere people, how come I get 0 calls, minimal calls on John Deere and so many on IH? Well, that may be stretching the truth a little bit, but it's, you know, I can't admit to the John Deere people that, you know, that there would be more calls for John Deere overall, even though most of the auction is John Deere. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.